is peak. So I decided to be unemployed and rank every single character from S tier to F tier. And this is subjective, even though my opinion is objectively correct. So if I put your least favorite character in S tier or your most favorite character in F tier, please don't come to my house and blow it up, okay? That would not be very nice. Also, this is based on the show, not on the comics, so obviously major spoilers for seasons 1 through 4 of Invincible, and here are the tiers. First up, we have the S tier, which is obviously
Steak!
Yes.
Then we have A tier, which is
Are you sure? Are you sure?
we have B tier, which is
Bra bra.
we have C tier, which is
Cecil! I need you, Cecil!
we have D tier, which is just D tier because I couldn't come up with a name for D tier. And then we have F tier, which is Fraud Mortal because Immortal is a fraud.
Where is Omni-Man? Where is he? Where is Omni-Man? Where is he?
Okay? Now, S tier is going to be for the characters who are absolute goats. A tier are for the characters that are still really good. They're not quite goats, but I still really like them. B tier is for the characters that are pretty good, you know, whatever, yeah. That's going to be like your, I don't know, someone like Monster Girl or someone. Okay? C tier is going to be average, kind of mid. D tier is kind of just, you piss me off. And then F tier is just, you shouldn't exist as a character, and the show would be better without you. Okay? So, first up, we have Invincible himself. Invincible is, your classic protagonist, all goody two-shoes, but he does kill people. He's like Spider-Man, but he just kills people. And that's pretty cool, right? Except for when he complains. And because he complains so much, I can't put him S tier, so he's going A tier. Okay? Then we have Omni-Man. Now, compared to Invincible, Omni-Man is a better character. He has so many more layers to his character, okay? Like, with Alan, with Debbie, his whole, allegiance to the Viltrum Empire, all that, okay? It's very, very interesting. And also, he beats the living crap out of people. So, I'm obviously going to have to put him in S tier. Adam Eve. Adam Eve for the first 3 seasons, pretty good character, okay? Adam Eve, season 4, though, is just kind of, she's kind of just mid. Because she has nothing to do except just being Mark's girlfriend in season 4. Okay, they took all the interesting stuff away from her character that made her S tier and just made her into Mark's girlfriend and nothing else in season 4. So hopefully she gets better. But anyways, Adam Eve's going to be A tier. Now, Robot, aka Rudy, I'm not calling you Rex, you absolute piece of garbage, okay? Nobody likes you, Robot, okay? You're a weirdo. Your friend died and you took his name. You turned yourself into a kid to date someone who looks like a child. How are you not, being investigated? He's a D tier, okay? He's just mid. He's just a bad character. Now, Rex, the actual Rex on the other hand, not this absolute fraud, which is Robot. Rex is a goat, okay? Why? He started off as a horrible character, horrible person, but then he turned into someone who's absolutely peak. Great redemption arc. However, he wasn't in the last season, so for that reason, I can't put him S tier because we just haven't seen him in long enough. So, I'm going to put him in Are You Sure? Then Duplicate. Duplicate is a fraud. You're telling me you have the power to literally make infinite copies of yourself? How do you not just win every single fight? If you just keep on replicating yourself, and we saw this with Multi Paul in the jail cell, right, where he literally just kept on spamming the duplication to break out of jail, you have that same ability. Why are you not abusing it? I'm going to have to put her D tier. Now, Fraud Mortal, the F tier is literally named after Immortal, so I'm going to put him in F tier. I don't think he's won a single fight, except for, I think, in the first episode against the Mauler twins. But that's pretty much it. He's always getting decapitated, getting cut in half, and he's always angry, and he's just unwilling to listen to reason. And it's just annoying. Next up, War Woman. Now, all these Guardians of the Globe characters are OG ones. I'm just going to put them all in C tier, because we don't know enough about these characters to rank them. So, War Woman, Red Rush, Darkwing, forgot his name, Aquarius, and Green Ghost will all go in C tier. Then we have Monster Girl. Like I said in the intro, Monster Girl is very much like a B tier character, okay? She's just kind of there. She doesn't have that much going on to her character. And apparently, she does have, a much more interesting storyline after like season 4 because her and Robot go to the Flaxen dimension. So I'm excited to see that. But as of right now, Monster Girl is a very solid B tier character. Okay? Black Samson is just a chill guy, bro. Like, he has no powers, yet he's still just there for the team. And you gotta respect that, right? He's one of the OG Guardians, you gotta respect that. However, that being said, he's not that great of a character. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to just put him in, like, B tier as well. Shrinking Ray is a very underrated character. I think I'm gonna put Shrinking Ray in A tier as well. There's not much to say. Shrinking Ray is also just goated with the whole Lizard League fight. The fact that she tanked that Komodo Dragon guy and came out alive. It's pretty tough. Bulletproof, this guy's just a fraud. He's just a scam. He's just not half invincible. He's just forgettable. In the whole Sequid fight in season 4, he just couldn't fly fast enough. For that reason, Bulletproof is going to go D tier. D tier. Shapesmith. Shapesmith is obviously a better version of Martian Man. Shapeshifter, really funny, really quirky. So, maybe B tier? I think B tier is fair for Shapesmith. Darkwing 2, I don't really like Darkwing 2. I don't really like him. He's like a C tier character. He's above the Guardians, I guess, because we know him more, but... Mauler Twins, I like the Mauler Twins. I think Mauler Twins are very underrated. I think even more so underrated than Shrinking Ray, first villain that we ever saw in the show, in the first ever fight. And also, they're probably smarter than Robot as well, and they're strong. I mean, it's kind of unfair that Oliver just, murdered them. I think I'm going to put the Mauler Twins in A tier. Doc Seismic was cool for the first 2 appearances in season 1, and then after that, you're telling me that this guy just happens to trap every single superhero in the entire verse? This shouldn't be possible. And he's also just super annoying. I don't like the voice, so I'm gonna put him in like C tier. Titan's again just a chill guy, family man, involved in that gang business, and honestly, it's kind of unfortunate his life, and he tries his best. I'm gonna put him in A tier, I think. Machine Head is funny. But people glaze this guy so much to the point where I'm generally sick of it. Like, he's not that funny. Like, the auto-tune voice is cool, and he has some quips that are good, but in reality, he just is he's just a B-tier character. Isotope? You're telling me that Isotope is not one of the most OP characters in this universe? We saw what Cecil could do with the teleportation in season 1 when he was just aura farming his Omni-Man. Right? And this guy just has that inbuilt, but he just does nothing. He's just a sidekick. And I don't like that. And that really annoys me. So, for that reason, I'm going to put him, top of C tier. Battle Beast is really cool. He's a bit, obsessed with blood and death and all that kind of stuff. But he's cool. So, A tier. D.A. Sinclair. Now, I used to hate D.A. Sinclair, but... now he's pretty cool, with the Reaniman and helping Cecil get to the Flaxen dimension to get Robot and Monster Girl out of there. Yeah, I like D.A. Sinclair now. B tier. Rick Sheridan, William's boyfriend. I think he's a fine character. I mean, he's pretty interesting with Donald. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put him in B tier. Damien Darkblood, I would have put him in A tier. He was pretty interesting, but that episode was, excruciatingly painful to sit through. There was just, 14 different monologues with the lava lady at the start, and it was boring, and just didn't like this episode. So that puts Damien down to B tier. Donald's a GOAT. Donald's a G. Donald is just a guy who wants to help out the world. He's just a good guy, just a good character. Half cyborg, not even half cyborg, but 90% cyborg. So I'm gonna put Donald A tier, probably maybe here. Cecil is my absolute GOAT. I love Cecil because he is just tough. Okay, he was just aura farming the entirety of season 1 and season 2 and season 3 until he kept Conquest alive. And then when Mark beat Conquest again in space after getting his guts made into spaghetti, Cecil was also just, tough again when Mark returned. Alan the Alien. Now, I like Alan, not as much as other people. Alan can go in A tier. Right now he's pretty chill. He is an absolute freak, though. If you know, you know. Then we have Oliver. I fought Conquest. I don't think Oliver's ever won a fight. I think genuinely, maybe even the Immortal could beat him. Although, unlike the Immortal, at least he's a decent character. I think I'm gonna put him in B tier. Thetis has, a ton of motion. Like, this guy just, I thought he was just gonna die instantly in, like, episode 6 with the War on Tel Escorial. And this guy just straight up killed, like, 4 Viltrumites. It just no-diffed everybody. Like, the only person I think who is stronger than him is just Thrag. In the Viltrumite, like, order of ranking and power scaling. I know Robert Kirkman loves power scaling. I'm gonna put Thanos A tier. Anissa, okay, I know about something that Anissa does in the comics that just, honestly, I'm just gonna put her in F tier. If you know, you know. Thula. Thula is one of the weaker Viltrumites. She got absolutely bodied by Omni-Man in Season 2. And for that reason, because you lost so much aura while literally having a switchblade in your freaking hair, you're a fraud. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. Then we have Steve Harvey. I haven't actually watched Family Feud recently, although I do like Steve Harvey. Like, he's a pretty good host for game shows. So for that reason, I'm going to put Steve Harvey in A tier, He's just a chill guy. Vidor with the glasses. I'm pretty sure this guy got absolutely chefed up by Omni-Man the first time we met him. And that is just L and miserable, and you're a fraud. You're just a fraud. Next up, we have Krieg. Now, Krieg was getting pretty, freaky in the Season 4 finale. I mean, bro was on Earth for maybe, like, a week. And he already had a girlfriend with the eye patch and the motorbike and the cigarette. So, I mean, shooters shoot their shot, bro. So, I mean, fair play. I'm going to have to put him in B tier. Or actually, no, A tier. You know what? A tier. He can be below Steve Harvey. Also, he's voiced by Clancy Brown, which gives him bonus points. Then we have Angstrom Levy. Angstrom genuinely makes my blood boil, and that's a good thing because he's supposed to make your blood boil. He's supposed to be a villain that genuinely pisses you off, and he is a villain that genuinely pisses me off, which makes him a good character, although he's kind of dumb. I mean, you literally combine your brain with so many versions of yourself, and you choose to torture the one version of Mark, which is a good guy, and then you team up with the versions that tortured you? Like, are you stupid? So for that reason, he loses some points, but I'll still put him, like, top B tier. Actually, you know what? Oliver can go A tier. Next up, we have the Mark variants, and they're pretty cool, I like the Mark variants. Obviously, we have some pretty Mark variants, like long hair Mark, or, like, tracksuit Mark. But yeah, most of the Mark variants are pretty cool, especially Sinister Mark and Omni Mark. So I'm going to put them in A tier. Multi-Paul, I really like Multi-Paul. I think he's super cool as a villain. Also, unlike Duplicate, he actually uses his powers to his full potential. So for that reason, I'm going to put him top B tier. Mr. Liu is just boring. I mean, the 2 episodes where Mr. Liu has been like the bad guy have just been kind of meh. Old guy who turns into a dragon. And for some reason, he just has crazy plot armor. Like, all you have to do to kill this guy is just kill his physical, like, human body. And his bodyguard isn't that strong, so yeah. I'm just going to put him in C tier. Then we have the elephant guy that Mark uses as a training dummy. Another C tier, like, we don't know enough. These guys, Dropkick and Fight Master, these guys actually really annoy me. And it's a shame because they're voiced by Shola Manaduena, who plays Miguel in Cobra Kai, and I really like Miguel in Cobra Kai. And they gave him a character, or 2 characters, which are genuinely just annoying and cringe and just not cool. So I'm going to put them in D tier. Then we have Powerplex. Aaron Paul does such a good job voicing Powerplex. He just channels his full Jesse Pinkman.
You can't keep getting away with it!
The scene where he just fries his family and just has a mental breakdown is just so good. Honestly, the last 3 episodes of Season 3 are just peak Invincible. And for that reason, Powerplex, I'm going to put it at A tier. Brit's pretty cool. Apparently, he can just tank anything, even like Space Racer's Infinity Ray, which is kind of crazy. I don't know why they're not making him fight Thrag. Okay, I'm assuming he can also breathe in space. So, for that reason, I'm going to put him in A tier, because he's just cool. Then we have Conquest. Conquest has the great power of summoning the entire animation budget whenever he's on screen. So, for that reason, he already gets an automatic A. But he's also maniacal, and he's also voiced by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So we get the Stephen Yeun versus Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Glenn versus Negan rematch every single time he comes on screen. And I'm kind of pissed that he's already dead because I wanted to see more of him. And in hindsight, he is a bit of a fraud since he lost both of the fights that we saw him in. But he did rip out Mark's guts, which was, you know, excruciatingly painful to watch. Also, he eats people's hearts, which is not something I promote. Kids, don't eat people's hearts. It's not a good thing. But if Conquest does it, he's going to have to go in S tier. Actually, maybe not S tier. I'll put it in Dinosaurus. We saw him in one episode, and then instantly after that, he transformed into a human, and they tried their hardest to not show his private parts. I'm going to put him, like, B tier, I guess. Again, apparently, he's, like, really, really good in the comics, but, like, we're just not at that point yet, so I can't really put him any higher. This lady from Season 4, Episode 1, I do not remember her name, but she's the lady with the electricity staff, and she's voiced by Denai Guerrera, who plays Michonne in The Walking Dead and Okoye in Marvel. And I really like Okoye in Marvel, and as far as voice acting goes, it's a pretty good job. But again, just a mid character pulled up for maybe 5 minutes of screen time. B tier, I guess, because we did get a little bit of her. Like, I'll put a B tier because we do get to sympathize for her a little bit. Okay, next up we have Mark's grandfather, aka Omni-Man's dad, who is probably where Omni-Man gets his niceness trait from. He does have a sick hairdo. I'll put him A tier. He does look really cool though. He has a super cool design. Nolan's mom, again, another B tier character. She's just pure evil. I think genuinely, if Nolan's mom were to go to Earth, I feel like we would be cooked because she would not fall in love with the humans at all. Space Racer. Space Racer is generally the most OP character in the verse. For some reason, he doesn't just spam the Infinity Ray at Thrag when they're fighting in episode 7 of season 4. So he did help destroy Voltron, which was super cool to watch. So I'm gonna put Space Racer in A tier. I think he's cool. I think he's really powerful. And yeah. Now, Tech Jacket, who's an absolute fraud, however, she is pretty funny. She's a different character, because everyone else on the team is kind of just someone who's, like, super, super strong, but Tech Jacket generally has, like, other skills than just being punch, kick, punch, kick. So, yeah, Tech Jacket, I'll put her in A tier. Then we have John Viltrum. He's pretty cool. He has the sick Viking sideburns. Then he got his stomach lasered through. So maybe if he had lost some weight, the laser would have missed. So that takes away some points. And for that reason, I'm going to put him in B tier. And then Thrag. Thrag with the absolute aura farm of the century in episode 7. Just beheading Thetis, absolutely bodying Mark, and, you know, spaghettifying Omni-Man, and then beating the shit out of Oliver. He's terrifying. Genuinely, how do you defeat this guy? How do you defeat him? He was absolutely flawed in episode 6, but then after that, he had the biggest 180 of all time, so I'm going to put him in A tier. Also, I'm noticing that for some reason, they left out Debbie. Debbie's an S tier character, so if Debbie was in the tier list, she would be S tier. Those are my rankings. Again, please do not come at me for putting your favorite character in a tier lower than what you would put them in. Please, for the love of God, do not blow up my house. Please. Please! Okay, that's it for the video.